Hey, hello everybody. I'm Dave Wilhelmsen and I'm here to teach you an art lesson. We're going to learn a watercolor today, and it's going to be a real special scene. We're going to be doing a scene in Italy, the Tuscany landscape, the countryside, which is one of my favorite places. And I've done this watercolor a few times, so I hope you enjoy it. And we're about to start the lesson. One thing, we just have our watercolor palette. We have our brush here and a pencil and an eraser. So if you're ready to start, I'm ready to start with you. Okay, everybody, this is what we're going to be painting today. This is my finished painting of the Tuscany landscape countryside. You can see the colors. We're going to focus on yellow, the greens, is light green, dark green. We're going to get into the golden yellow, and we're going to have a little bit of red. So I'm only focusing on about 4 or 5 different colors on your palette today, and of course the blue sky. So I'm going to just get started here. We're going to remove that painting and we're going to jump into your blank watercolor paper, and I'm using an 11 by 14 here. So we're going to start with drawing this, okay? So right in the middle, I'm going to draw a line on the top and the bottom here, and just a light sketch of a dotted line going top to bottom in the middle, and then from side to side, I'm going to do right across the middle here, a dotted pencil line, okay? We're going to start drawing a hill here. So we're going to draw from the middle on the left, and we're going to go down halfway down here, right to the middle line here, and then the next hill, we're going to start over here, and we're going to go that way up to the middle over here. So you have 2 hills here, and in the middle I'm going to put it going arching up and over across the middle line. You see. Now I have my eraser. I'm going to erase this here and erase this here. You don't want to see those lines, okay? And like here and here. Okay, so now we have that country road coming out. I'm going to continue. This is going to be an S curve, like a backward S curve. I'm going to start from that hill here on the left. I'm going to go down, S across, and down that way. So you see like that S curve. Now on the other, we're going to start touching it right here, and it gets wider and wider and wider. This roadway, this little street here. So we have like an S curve like that. Okay, and then what we have here is we have these Tuscan trees. They're vertical, skinny ovals. Another one, we're going to do 3 of them on the left side here. 3 of them. And we're going to put a little trunk on the bottom of each one. And over on this hillside, we'll make smaller ones because they're in the distance. 3 skinny oval. Remember, we're trying to have fun here. Fun and learning. 3 of these ovals. Skinny vertical ovals, okay? In the countryside. Now I'm going to be doing a little house here. We're going to do like a straight line right from the middle here. Vertical. Halfway up between the top of the hill and there. Then I'm going to come across only about 1.5 inches across here, 1.5 inches, and have a small one. It's going to be even there. Now I'm going to be doing a line that's it's halfway across like that. It's the house. Oh, it comes out a little bit, the roof of the house. And now I'm going to do this triangle up here, arching down. Okay. And now I go over here, do the same line there. Okay, we have our house, and draw a line in there. Now we're going to draw that from that tip there. There's our house. I'm going to put a few little windows in. All right. In the foreground here, up in the front, we're going to have a bunch of shrubs, a freeform squiggly like that. A smaller one right down here towards the bottom, a smaller one of bushes. Over on this hill, I'm going to be doing some bushes up on the hill here. And down below here, a smaller one again. It's like slight angled. All right, now you can see it. We have our completed landscape here. what we want. Okay, so we're going to be getting ready for paint now. And I want you to get your brushes submerged in the water here. Dipping my number 8 brush, but you could use like a number 8 or number 10, close to this, a watercolor brush. Okay, I'm taking my palette. Okay, and what we're going to do first is we're going to do the sky. Okay, so I'm going to be wetting up the, this is vertical here, so my water does run. I'm doing a wash of the sky on the top. Okay, and what I'm doing is I'm going to do that. I'm washing it. I have more control with this smaller brush. Now I'm going to add some of the blue. I have a medium blue on the palette. Okay. And now I'm going across the top here. You can see how that is flowing so nice. It's so subtle. Nice light blue. Okay. Next thing, we'll wash out our brush, blot it on the paper towel, put some water on it again, and I'm moving to the yellow. All right. Now the yellow is going to be, we work from light to dark here, so yellow is going to be put on top of each tree. All right. Nice yellow on top of each tree here. And then we're going to do the yellow on top of the hills here. We're going to do the yellow right here across this top hill, and then we're going to do the one across this top hill. Okay, and each hill is going to get yellow. Okay, and then, all right, we have each top, and then the top of these shrubs right here in the foreground, I'm going to put a little yellow in there. All right, it can be just liquidy. You don't have to be so fussy about it. It might drip a little bit, that's fine. It adds to the character of the painting. This is a watercolor. Okay, what I'm going to be doing now is, since we're in the yellow family of colors, I have like a very light brown. I call it a golden brown. I'm going to use that on the roadway there. All right, I'll be doing this. You don't have to worry if you go outside the line here. I'm going to water that down a little bit. All right, so we're following this roadway here, and we have it all a nice, orderly colors.
It looks like they have the Tai Chi class in here. So I don't know what we're going to do. We might have to move to a different place, or I don't know. They can.
Oh, now?
I guess they have a Tai Chi class here.
Can I do just one of these?
Absolutely.
Or? Yeah, I'll be done soon. Okay, now we're in here. Now we're going to move to the green. And the green is exciting because we're going to start with the trees again. I'm doing this here. I'm only putting a stroke of green, then I'm going to come back and just do a wash. Okay, now what I do there is you take all the water, all the color off, wash your brush, and now we're going to blend it a little bit of blending there. You see that? Now, I'm going to do the hills, okay? Okay, we're going to do the hills here. Here we are. Now, we're going to add the green. We're going to be putting more green on the hillsides here. Filling it in, okay, and it's going around and around there, and I'm going to give it a wash of it here. And it gets lighter. Here we go. Now we're going to be doing the other hillside with the green. It's probably the largest areas of the painting here that you're going to be doing with this color. We're doing this, and then I'm going to be doing the washes with it. So you see you got the yellow coming through here, and we're using more green, cutting around all those bushes shapes. Getting a nice lightness there as we go down towards the bottom. Get some of that extra green in here. I'm going to use a wash. A little bit more over here below this shrub. And then another, take some more water, clear water, and wash it, your brush, your clean brush. Okay, so we have a nice lightness here. Okay, and that last hill in the back, we're going to add some of the green there, but not as strong of a color, because that's in the distance. Okay, I'm going to come back to these a little later when they're drier, these hills. Now, we're going to move on to that little house there. That's like a different color of red. I'm using like a little bit of red here, and I'm going to be coloring the bottom part, not the roof. And then we're going to come back and we're going to add a different color, darker color red on there later. So you have that like a wash, a very light wash of the house. Now we're going to do those tree trunks. I'm going over to get a little brown on my brush, and I'm going to be going right here. Okay, I can need some more water on it. Okay, there we go. Tree trunks. And then I'm going to be doing these windows here, since I have the brown on my brush. Okay. Now we're going to go back to the street there. We're going to go back with another layer of gold and a little bit of brown. So I'm getting a darker, slightly darker. You see that color there? That's what we're aiming for. And I'm going to be putting in some lines in the roadway here to give it some definition. Okay. And it's following the swirls of the S-shape edges of that roadway. Okay, so it should look like that. And then just that little bit of brown that I have, I'll use on my brush and do the roof here of this house. All right, so we have a nice going there. Now I'm going to be working on these shrubs. I'm going to add these ones in the foreground. I'm going to go back to the red that we just had on our palette there. I'm going to do a muted red there, like washed out, fill up that shape. I'm going to come back and highlight all of these shapes. I need some more water on my brush. Okay. Alright. Alright. I'm going to do the bushes up here on there. I'm going to get some more. I'm going to get the mixture of gold and green to put in there. So I'm getting the green, putting it on my palette here, and I'm getting my gold, and I'm putting it together. I'm going to add a little bit of water to that. Dab my brush so it's not running all over the place. And here I have like a milky green, and that's going to go on this part of the bushes here. Okay, and over here at this one here. And what I'm going to do too is in the background, right behind, next to the house, I'm going to use that milky green to give this hill some shape, some depth. So it looks like, okay, next to the house, oops. Okay. I'm going to clear my brush up, get some water on it, wash it out, and use it to blend here. Okay, and blend there. All right, so we're moving along. Now we're going to do some work on those trees. I'm going to use a bluish green on these trees. Okay. And I'm going to add that bluish green to that milky golden green we just had before for these shrubs. Now just on the right side of each tree and to the bottom, I'm going to give that deeper milky green. I'm adding some more gold and the bluish green. We're going to go along here, and I'm giving it these strokes here. All right, these Tuscan trees. All right, and this is what we're doing, and we're going to do those ones in the distance, the right side and the bottom. They don't have to be so dark there in the distance. Okay. And I'm going to use some of that same green here, that bluish green with the gold, making it a little deeper for these ones here. And I'm doing patches of it, so it looks like it gives it a shrubbery look of the bushes. Okay, and I'm going to come back and do a little bit of a wash on them. All right, wash out the brush, blot it on the paper towel a little bit, come back and do some washing in there, sporadic, you know, on the edges. And then here again, I'm going to do wash, blot it, and then do it over here. Then I'm going to be doing these little red ones in the... I'm adding to that milky green solution a little bit of red. So I'm going to get a complex color there. That's going to be like a dark red, maroon red. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add that in here. Look at how nice and deep that is. And I'm going to add a wash to that once I'm done. Okay, and over here. And then we use that same color on the shadowy side of the house. We're going to fill in that little roof line, and we're going to do this. So this way, this is in the shade. And then right under the roof line here, we're going to put a stripe right under the roof. That's the shadow of the roof. Okay, now I'm washing my brush out, blotting it on the paper towel, and I'm going to come back to these bushes here. I'm going to do some of them jumping in and out of here. I got to keep washing my brush. I'm going to take the paint off the brush, and I'm going to blend a little bit. So we got partially blend, some not blended, and then over here I'm going to do it. Wash my brush out, blot it with the paper towel, and then there we go. I'm going to go now for straight red and doing some dots. And like dots of red here. So like little flowers, little blossoms on them. And then here, like dots. We're going to do up above on these other bushes, shrubs. I'm going to take that same color we used on the house here, that dark color with red and green mixed together. I'm going to do dots in here. Okay, just a few, not too crazy. And the same back here. Now, what I'm going to do is wash out my brush, blot it. Let me get this paper towel in here. Blot it. I'm going to just take some of that and lift them up so they blend a little bit. And then up above, wash my brush, blot it, paper towel. That same here. Yeah, I can get this. All right, now I'm going to do a darker green with the blue. I have some blue here on the palette, and adding some green to it. Having like this darker, it's like almost like a muddy bluish green. Okay, I got to blot a little bit. There's too much on my brush, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make shadows for the trees here. Here, I got to make that a little stronger with some more blue in it. The shadow of the trees right across here. We're going to the right at the base of each trunk there. And then over here on the hillside, on that one, to the right, like dashes. And then what we have here is in the shrubs, the bottom of the shrubs, I'm going to put a line along the bottom here. Okay. And here we go, up here. Now, along the roadway, we're going to have some of that. Okay. I'm making some blades of grass there. You see that? Just some strokes along sporadically. I'm dotting the edge of the road. There we go. Got some blades of grass. I need some more paint there. Here we go. Some blades of grass. There we go. Blades of grass. I'm going to get some more shadowing on the trees here. Okay, just on the base. Dash these up there like that. Some dashes of dark color. Give it definition of the leaves of the tree. Okay. And on these other ones in the distance, not as much, just a few little strokes there. And then, let's see, on the hillside here, we had some farmland. I'm going to put strokes that go across here. Looks like farmland being cultivated. And here. And in the distance, I'm just going to put some dots in here. Gives it like, probably like some shrubbery in there. And under this one here, dark shadow of that shrub. Let me get some more water. I gotta mix more of that color. I'm mixing the color gold, the green, and some blue. And I'm gonna go under here. Oh, nice, there we go. The shade of that shrubbery. And over here too. Okay. Alright. And some more detail on this road here. Put some in darkness in these things. Alright. I'm just going to take some more green. Almost done here. I'm going to add patches of green. See in here? Just adding. It's like layering paint. It's so transparent, the watercolor. Okay, just a little wetter. And in the background here, we want to I'm going to do one more stroke of blue up here. I'm going to get the blue in the sky. I got to get a really nice washed out blue. And I'm going to go up here like this. The side of the brush I'm using, I'm almost laying it down. Okay, so it looks like you got a cloud going there. And on over here. Now I'm going to wash out my brush, blot it a little bit here, and blend this. Wash it again, blot it on the paper towel, and get this going. If you make a mistake with the watercolor, it's easy just to take a clean brush with a little bit of water on it and wash it away. It picks it right up or it moves it along. Okay, so all right, I think we're looking good. And this is the lesson of painting the countryside in Tuscany, and I hope you enjoyed it.